away in just a second. I do need to start my recording. Good evening, guys, and welcome to round 3 of the ESTV Qualifier number 3. This is going to be Team Shakira versus pCunctas. Exdecerto. We've got Team Shakira on the Radiant team, Team Exdecerto. We're just going to call them that because it's so much easier to use on the Dire team. We're going to get right into it, and we are well into the picks, the bans. I am a bit late, unprepared, as per usual. Nothing new from me, and we have got pretty much the picks, bans, big all the way through. We've got Team Shakira picking up the big, the Night Stalker. First pick, they've got the Shadow Shaman and Enigma picked up as their second and third pick, so this looks like to be a very aggressive, push-oriented lineup coming from them. The Night Stalker, a great pushing hero because he can just run it in front and basically just scare heroes away. You just have to tank up as a Night Stalker and let the Eidolons, let the Serpent Wards do the damage while Night Stalker scares heroes off and just tanks whatever damage the Dire team throw at him. And Dire team going for a very tanky, hard-to-kill lineup with the Clockwork, the Slardar, and the Tyner. That's 3 melee heroes, 3 tanky strength heroes. The problem is, how do you lane it? When you have that many melee heroes, it does make your lanes quite weak. It means they're going to be losing a lot of lanes. They're going to be relying on their mid-game hard-to-killness to actually survive and take this into the... and to survive this push and to take this into a late-game scenario where they feel they are probably stronger. But, this Team Shakira do have a strong late game of their own, so going to be hard for them as well. And we are going to see a Razor picked up as the sort of main character for Team Shakira, so that's sort of an interesting pickup, a fairly tanky one, and it's, I think, partly picked up to counter that Slardar, because Slardar is a melee carry, and a lot of melee heroes on the Dire team, and the Razor static link will just be able to go absolutely crazy, stealing so much damage against melee heroes who are going to struggle to run away. Obviously, Slardar has the sprint, so he'll have some ways of escaping, but it's going to be hard for them. And as for how they're going to line up who's playing what, let's have a little look. On the Radiant team, we've got Caprice playing the Razor. Looks to be at the Fountain still. We've got Santa playing the Enigma. Looks to be soloing that top lane. Going for that quick soaring. Has quite a few tangos and some clarities. We've got Nodahax playing the Crystal Maiden once again. We've got 777 playing the Night Stalker. And we've got Pube playing the Shadow Shaman. Looks to be a support Shadow Shaman with some early Obs Wards. And finally we've got the Razor being played by Caprice. No longer seeing it found. Heading towards bottom. And here we go. The Team Exdecerto with a 5-man smoke gate. Heading towards the bottom lane. We've got Matori playing the Vengeful Spear. We've got Titan played by King for Joy. Killing for Joy. We've got Zipek X1 PEQ playing the Slardar. We've got Lucy playing the... Where are Lucy? I'm losing track of heroes, guys. We've got Lucy playing the Clockwork, and we've got Selson playing the Priestess of the Moon, aka the Mirana, and a pause coming out from the Shadow Shaman. It's going to be a reconnect. Bit of an anticlimax. The big smoke gank rocking off. They're not going to find anyone at the moment. It's just the Razor who is sitting alone in this bottom lane. They may run into some of these support heroes who do head bottom afterwards, but right now, not too sure what they're going to be doing with these lanes on their Dire team, because they do have 5 heroes at bottom. With 3 melee heroes, I imagine they're going to split them up between the 3 lanes. They're going to have that Clockwork probably soloing middle, maybe. It's just so hard to do this. The Tide and the VS are their 2 supports. So the fact that the fact that they've got a melee support makes me think that they're going to have to do a Tide vs Slardar lane. So maybe we're going to have to put those 2 melee in the same lane. Put the Clockwork solo bottom or middle and the Priestess solo bottom or middle as well. Meaning one of those heroes will have a fairly good time in middle lane. The other will probably struggle a bit at bottom up against the Razor. Possibly some support heroes as well will be joining the Razor in due time. Or possibly it's going to be a solid bottom Razor, because right now with a Night Stalker going to that top lane, that's very vulnerable. But actually, no, Night Stalker's not going to be in bottom. What am I talking about? Night Stalker's going to be in mid, guys. Ignore everything I say. I'm a complete dunce. I'm completely useless as a caster, person, a human being. It's the Enigma soloing top. The Night Stalker is going to be in the middle lane, and this CM Shadow Shaman, the 2 supports, are going to go wherever they're needed. And it looks like bottom lane, they find the Razor. Razor in so much trouble. It's 5 heroes here. Surely they can get this kill. How do you not kill a hero with 5 heroes? It's because they have 3 melee heroes. Clockwork unable to do anything. Slardar not finding the stun. Vengeful Spirit, they used a VS stun and they used a Tide Gush, but they just didn't latch on with the Slardar stun. Razor uses a salve and survives the level 1 5-man gank that few heroes could survive. Arrow was not used apparently because Priest is still with full mana, so maybe that was what they needed, the missing ingredient there. And the CM Night Stalker going to be laying it mid, and a big arrow does find the Crystal Maiden. They're not going to be able to do too much more as Priestess of the Moon heads top, and that means Enigma gets a nice early start at this top lane because Priestess of the Moon is not there to lane against him, and it's going to be a Priestess of the Moon laning with Tidehunter at top, VS and Slardar at mid, and Clockwork at bottom. So they have managed to split up their 3 melee heroes between the 3 lanes. They're going to have dual lanes, which I much prefer seeing to that tri-lane. So I like what this ESTV team have done with their lanes, and they've got this dual lane against the CM Slardar. The problem is CM with the superior range of Vengeful Spirit will have the harass advantage at mid, and that's going to mean Slardar's going to have a very hard time. We see Slardar already getting harassed down quite a lot to half HP. He uses a salve already. Holy cow, that's not a good start for him. He's actually using it rather inefficiently. He's at full HP, and he didn't even use it. He basically used the salve for about 300 HP when it can heal 400, so not the most efficient salve use. And he's already going to be back below half HP in salve range again, and he's going to use his second salve. 2 salves in like 10 seconds there. Slardar. Oh no, this is not a good start at mid lane, and the Radiant team both have Tango salves. They are well equipped in terms of regen, and the Dire team, they've got a salve and Tangos on the Vengeful Spirit, but Slardar going to fight back for once. There's a couple stuns, and Night Stalker gets taken down fairly low. He's probably going to use off his salve, but we will see Slardar getting very, very low, forced to use up those Tangos at least, and Night Stalker going to use his salve. It's a battle of the harass regen wars at mid. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we've got Shadow Shaman plus Razor up against the Clockwork. The dual range will have a clear advantage there, but this bottom lane, Clockwork doing a decent game of getting it fairly low. Don't make me go offline on Steam, guys. If you keep spamming me, I'll go in offline mode. But more importantly, this bottom lane, the problem with the Dota 2 at the moment is this range creep at bottom lane. It always goes flying out in front. So the range creep on the Dire side always dies first. As a result, this lane always pushes to the tower. No matter how well you kind of deny, it'll just push. It'll always push forward. And meanwhile, top lane, Enigma goes down. As I was saying, guys, I'm useless as a human being. I can't even find a kill to save my life. Killing for joy, as his name suggests, is getting kills and doing it in fashion. Finds 1 kill, and wow. So here we go. It is now going to be Tide and Potom at the top lane, picking up the first blood on Santa, the Moscow 5 standard, and that's going to really slow down that fast soaring that he was trying to get. He is getting a few denies here with these Eidolons and going to be looking for some last hits there, and hopefully getting that soaring up because he's going to need that, else he's not going to have the mana to support this Eidolon spam. Meanwhile, mid lane, more harass going down. Slardar does go down to the CM Night Stalker. They pick up a revenge kill. They think about going on to the next. They're not going to go for it though. Night Stalker using the offensive Urn Charge, getting Vengeful Spirit very low. If they can get another offensive Urn Charge with a nuke, that's going to be enough to take up Vengeful Spirit almost. They're going to need a couple hits from the CM as well, and they may just go for this, but with Slardar back now, they're going to have to be playing it safe, and it looks like that is what they're going to do. They're going to salve up, but he's still got this 1 Urn Charge. I think he's trying to save that for this Vengeful Spirit, who is just so low, doesn't have mana for stun yet, is using that clarity to heal up, but whether or not he's going to have that in time for this fight, there's 1 stun. Night Stalker in a bit of trouble. Going to see a nuke go off. Is he going to use his offensive Urn Charge? Yes, he is. And the stun there from the Vengeful Spirit. And we need a couple hits on this Slardar. But now Night Stalker with no Urn Charges left has used up them all. And Slardar surviving there is going to be absolutely crucial because Night Stalker with no Urn Charges. Those early Urn Charges are so important. As soon as you get back to 0, you need to find that next Urn Charge because it can be a while before you get it. But when you go from 0 and you get a kill, you suddenly get 2 Urn Charges. So those first kills are so important. And he got that 1 kill, but then wasted both those Urn Charges. Sure, he used them offensively for some regen to be used, but he didn't pick up any kills. Probably would have liked to pick up at least 1 kill with one of those Urn Charges. Top lane, we do see Santa finishing up that soul ring. Going to allow him to spam a lot more and also use this jungle as a farming location if this top lane does get too hard. Tidehunter with sentry wards, doing all he can to de-ward. And is going to find some creeping resistance as these Eidolons try to outlast hit him there. And wow, Tidehunter taking a lot of damage. A stun from Enigma would actually see this Tidehunter in a bit of danger. But obviously Enigma wants to play as safe as possible. The Gush Arrow combo, taking him down once already. Not going to want to fall prey to it once again. And Enigma just going to back off. Maybe deny a creep with Eidolons to pull the wave back to him. There we go. Yep, does get the deny off. And we'll be looking to play it fairly safe as he isn't really in a position at top lane to be very aggressive at all. Night Stalker at middle lane. Is 777 has the earn up, has maybe bought some boots. I don't actually see. Yep, there we go. Boots and Sal brought to him on Crow. The rocket going to go flying in from bottom lane all the way to mid. And constant shoutouts to IVO and HUD. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Caprice farming away. Ring of Health, 1,000 gold. That is some good farm for just 5.5 minutes. Having a look at the CS, Caprice was 33 CS, highest in the game. 20 CS on Enigma, 22 on Night Stalker, 21 on Priestess, and 18 there on Slaughter. Meanwhile, mid lane, CM and Night Stalker, they want this kill. They are going in. The stuns come off, stop the advances, and they're going to change target to the VS, pick up the VS, and now Slaughter needs to be careful. There's the offensive earn charge. The Void is going to come in a second. CM needs one more hit. Meanwhile, top lane, Enigma goes down again. Enigma does go down, but Slaughter at middle lane gets taken down by the offensive earn charge. The CM Nova actually getting wasted, and we are going to see Clockwork coming in. Going to find the CM, but there's not going to be enough damage, and Night Stalker with another offensive earn charge is going to pick up this Clockwork kill, and that's going to give him 2 more earn charges, because basically he got down to 0 by using that earn charge and then picked up 2 more, and that is just so crucial there, as he is looking to be off to a great start, as it's now nighttime and Night Stalker getting more and more involved in these kills. So we are going to see, Night Stalker, carefully avoiding a Slaughter stun. The Clockwork Rockets continually coming in, and a well-placed Obsword on the high ground, going to give constant vision, so that the Radiant team can see anyone TPing in. They're going to know anything that's coming their way. And, what is going on here? What is going on here? And, okay, there we see. Bottom lane, Razor still farming away, and that's going to be the biggest way for this ex-DeSoto team, as this Razor is getting more and more farmed. He just has so much farm to his name, and is really going to be getting out of control if he can get up some fast Vanguard. Maybe a fast Pipe, depending on what he wants to go for against this Dire team, but there isn't all that much magic damage coming out from them, so probably just going to go for a Vanguard, try and tank up, try and negate some of that damage, probably the physical damage coming out from Slaughter, as well as those rockets. Just use that damage block from Vanguard. Mid lane Slaughter at the moment just so poor. Has boots, is going to get initiated on, maybe, no, the VS is there. If the stun is needed, it's going to come, and it's actually going to be the VS who's probably most damage, because VS is just so squishy. 450 HP. Slaughter with an extra 100 on top of that, at the moment at least, but this is a VS near full HP. Slaughter with a max HP of 850, only 600 on the VS. VS is just squishy, squish. And Enigma at top needs to be careful, does have that soaring up, but needs to make sure he doesn't go down again. He's gone down twice at this top lane. He's the only 2 deaths on that Radiant team. And we are going to see the Night Stalker come top with an Invis Rune. Smoke on the Shadow Shaman. And they're going to find this Tide almost right away, as Tide only level 4. Will pretty much get taken out pretty much immediately. Night Stalker picked up the kill. That's another earn charge of him. Potom leaps in after the arrow. That's a terrible decision, because this Night Stalker is just so tanky. You cannot kill him. And the leap now on cooldown. And there's the Crystal Nova for vision. And Potom going to go down to the Enigma CM. The Enigma stun gets the last hit. Night Stalker just so tanky. That Starfall was never going to kill him. I don't know what the Priestess was thinking leaping in there. Obviously, seeing a nice arrow hit. It was a good arrow. It wasn't going to save his teammate, the Tide Hunter, but it also was not going to be enough to set up a kill there. So a bit of overzealousness there coming out of the Priestess, and paying for it with his life. So, not the best stuff. And we will see Vengeful Spirit at the top lane, doing all he can to just hold the fort, wait for some backup, and maybe look for some kills. But this Obsword behind the tower is going to give complete vision to Team Shakira. They know exactly who there's. They know VS is there. They don't know Priestess TP'd in, and they are going to take out the Tide Hunter. VS is going to be the next one to go down. Priestess, once again, using a very preemptive leap, may take out the Rasa, does so with the double Starfall. Meanwhile, Night Stalker going to take out the Vengeful Spirit and back off. Needs to heal himself up with an Urn and a big black hole. Finds the Priestess on the moon. There isn't going to be any sort of leap. It is on cooldown. And Night Stalker surviving on 60 HP. Using those earn charges purely offensively. Going to probably be looking for a defensive one here as he heals himself up. And the Clockwork Rocket coming all the way from bottom lane. Actually missing. If that rocket had hit the Night Stalker, that would have been an absolutely massive kill. And a huge turnaround. And meanwhile, mid lane, Slaughter finally catching up on a bit of farm, has 800 gold, probably just going to be going straight for those strength treads. But this nighttime is proving very deadly for the Dire team, as they are just losing heroes constantly to this Night Stalker. Night Stalker, who is now 5 kills, 4 assists involved in every single kill for this Radiant team. Elsewhere, Shadow Shaman just with boots, so fairly squishy and itemless Shadow Shaman at the moment. Big Arrow comes looking for CM. CM narrowly dodges it and dodges the Slardar stun, at least for now. Slardar will catch up. 1 stun, Starfall, CM will go down. VS Howl for the KS. And DD Rune at bottom is going to be picked up by the Priestess of the Moon. Nightstalker needs to be a bit careful, but Razor is coming in with his backup. Razor picks off the Slardar, and they are going to be looking for more, but Potom with the DD can do a fair bit of damage, but is just going to go down so fast. And there's the arrow. Can he get a Starfall or anything? No, there's not. Shadow Shaman with the last hit, and they're going to go on to the next. It's the Vengeful Spirit. Does not stand a chance here. Gets taken out by the Razor, and 3 kills going in Team Shakira's favor. Absolutely huge for them. And this game is going to see a tier 1 tower go down at mid lane, as the first tower of the game will go in Team Shakira's favor by the looks of it, as Nightstalker looking to be even more aggressive, trying to dive on this Tidehunter. Tidehunter yet to hit level 6, does not have that Ravage coming into play yet, and TV's coming in. Executor do not want to let this tower go without a fight, but those wards are going to finish off. The Clockwork Hook finds Nightstalker. Nightstalker in trouble. The Gush is going to come in, and Nightstalker goes down to a Clockwork Rocket. A very nice hookshot there. Ruins Nightstalker's mega kill streak, and will give this Dire team some much needed gold. So, meanwhile, top lane, Priest of the Moon doing some farm, has a couple of Wraith Bands, so going for a very early game oriented build there. Going to be going for Wraith Bands and Treads by the looks of it. Santa has Treads and Soaring, despite having the 2 deaths. I believe it's just 2 deaths, still has now picked up 2 kills, and is actually farming alright. We'll probably get that Blink Dagger up in the next sort of 3 or 4 minutes if he doesn't get killed anytime soon and actually continues to farm at this rate. Bottom lane, Razor has picked up the Vanguard, has 1k gold, phase boots, and that's a lot of farm on him. Top lane, Vengeful Spirit doesn't even have the boots yet. And elsewhere, Tidehunter does have boots, but also has sentries and smoke, so Tidehunter has some useful support items coming into play here. But the rest of the Dire team quite under farm. We see Slardar now with 900 gold, probably going to pick up those Strength Tread suits. Arcane boots finished on Clockwork. And elsewhere, not a lot of farm for this Dire team, and they are grouping up at top, looking to maybe stop this push here. The Serpent Wards are on cooldown, the Eidolons are there, but the entire Dire team pretty much devoting their attention to defending this tower, and a Sentry Ward coming out from Tidehunter, de-warding this ward behind the tower, which is just so crucial. Now Team Shakira, I mean, they already know what they're up against. They saw 4 heroes there before the D-ward happened, so they know there's at least 4 heroes there. They know Slardar can probably TP, and Slardar not going for Treads, goes for a Ring of Health. Going to be trying to rush that Vanguard. We've definitely liked to see those Treads up, but obviously wanting some HP regen, and going to be going for a Vanguard. Treads as well is probably somewhere in the mix, and an arrow going to find the CM. CM will go down for sure here. Stun from Enigma. Tide going to come in. Tide has the Ravage though. Going to have to pop that soon. Gets Hex. Needs to pop it before he gets disabled again. Yes, he does get it. Going on the Shadow Shaman. Tanking the tower though. Needs to not take too much damage. One more hit from Razor. We'll see him go down. Nightstalker picks up 1. He picks up the Clockwork before going down to the Marana. And then we see Shadow Shaman pick up the Slardar as Enigma wants to chase either the VS or the Priest of the Moon. Not going to get either one though. As a 3-for-2 trade at top lane. So Deny coming out from the Priestess and the Vengeful Spirit. Enigma trying to get in there in time. Enigma actually going for a straight Ogre Axe. Going to be going for that BKB. Not even going for a Blink Dagger this game, as he will be relying on the Night Stalker sort of as the one to lead the charges. And Enigma going to be following up, and it isn't going to be a straight Blink Dagger. So meanwhile, Vengeful Spirit doing some juggling, trying to farm those boots. If he can get these 2 neutrals here, that will be enough for those boots. But this is going to be so slow. Vengeful Spirit with just 59 base damage. Hit. Man, that is some slow jungling. And that's why you don't see Vengeful Spirit used in the jungle, guys. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Tide, Priest of the Moon, and Clockwork. What are they up to? They're going to smoke gank here. They're going to try find this Night Stalker. There's no Orbs Wards to see that smoke being used. Nor was that smoke really needed. If they can find a big arrow here, that's going to be all they need. And they are going to go for a hookshot, which actually misses. Night Stalker now knows what is up. But will he back off completely? Priestess is still there. They are going to now look for that Priestess of the Moon arrow. Is it going to go flying? No, they've been pinged. They pinged the entire Dire team gets pinged. And the Radiant team now know what is up. A failed gank attempt. A missed hook shot by Lucy. And that is going to be absolutely huge as Team Shakira get led off the hook. A big arrow coming in is going to miss one. It is going to scout this Shadow Shaman, so they now know Shadow Shaman is there as well. And they can prepare for at least 2 heroes bottom. and probably more, as we will see more TPs coming in. Razor, meanwhile, is just pushing away at middle lane and is going to force some TPs back, and that's exactly what's going to happen there as Slada comes in with the TP, and now we are going to see Team Shakira, knowing that two heroes have TP'd off, one towards mid, one towards top. They see that Priest of the Moon, they know they can safely take this tier 1 tower, probably uncontested. So Santa is there with the Eidolons. We do see the Shadow Shaman, which is played by Tankuyu, with the Serpent Wards up. Maybe not even going to use them unless they are definitely needed, because if he saves them, he can look to push down that tier 2 tower as well. But if they want to play it safe, he is going to just throw down those Serpent Wards, not give the Dire team any chance to initiate in here. The Eidolons are there as well to help tank some damage, and this tier 1 tower will go down, even though it gets fortified. They've just got, without the Slada there, they've got 3 heroes at the moment. Priest of the Moon having TP top cannot come to this fight. Priest of the Moon with a bit of farm has 2 Wraith Bands, Treads, Bottle, and 1.1k gold. But the rest of his team getting fairly underfarmed. Boots on Vengeful Spirit now up. Boots on Tidehunter. Clockwork with Arcane Boots. No items else. Doesn't have a Hood. Doesn't have a Vanguard. Nothing to tank up with yet. And mid lane we see Razor picking up a Plate Mail. So an interesting item choice. Possibly going for a straight Assault Cuirass or maybe a Shiver's Guard. But either way, a very interesting item choice. Obviously trying to negate the minus armor coming out from the Slada as well as the Vengeful Spirit Howl. Very heavy amount of minus armor there. And Razor saying, I don't want to have any of that. I'm just going to get a Plate Mail for that plus 10 armor. Elsewhere we see Strength Treads and Dust, as well as a Bracer up on Shadow Shaman. Possibly going for that Drums of Endurance with the Bracer. Is a nice item, giving plus 9 to all stats. Does pretty much work as a very nice support item for a sort of relatively poor support hero. Night Stalker thinks about chasing down the Clockwork. Going to back off though. It is nighttime. Does have the Treads, Urn, Vanguard, Magic Wand. That's a huge amount of tankiness. This early into game has 1.6k HP. He's going to be so hard to tank down. And the CM, with just some wards, has 680 gold, nearing 700. And we do see Razor with 1800 gold on top of all this. And Prodom uses the ultimate. Razor going to get instantly jumped on, gets taken out. That's the power of the Priestess ultimate, the Mirana ultimate, allowing all those heroes to surround the Razor, instantly take him out. And that was a very, very nice execution coming out of the Serbian team. pCunctas, or ex-Deserto, as they're probably more well known. And they will retaliate by taking this tier 1 bottom tower, which is some great play by them. But they do have to worry about top lane because the Enigma, Santa doing some solo pushing action, is really getting some serious damage done. And he's only got 400 gold. I imagine that's a Ogre Mithril Hammer. Not Mithril, yeah, not Ogre actually. He's got the Ogre Club. Mithril Hammer coming out, which means he's getting closer and closer to that BKB. If he can get a tier 2 tower, that would be absolutely huge, and that would pretty much be his BKB, especially if he gets the last hit, which he will. He is now only 300 away from that BKB, and that is going to be very, very scary for this Dire team up against a BKB on Enigma this early into the game. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman gets caught out by the Vengeful Spirit Tide and Mirana. But he actually snuck that middle tier 2 tower. Holy cow. Shadow Shaman doing some sneaky play there. And that's going to give this Enigma enough gold for a BKB. Only 18 minutes in the game. So despite being the first 2 deaths on the Radiant team, Enigma has picked up an 18-minute BKB, Treads, and Soul Ring. So very nice farm on him. We do see 2.2k gold on the Razor. What is he going to pick up next? Is he going to finish anything with his Plate Mail? Make an Assault Cuirass? Make a Shiver's Guard? Or just go for something like a Mantis Style? I'd like to see him just go for a Mantle. I don't think he actually needs to make anything with that Plate Mail. It is nice to have the plus armor, but you don't need to turn... It's getting an Assault Cuirass or Shiver's Guard first item on Razor is not very cost effective. It's not a very strong item to have on him in general early on. But the Plate Mail on its own is obviously going to be great against the Slada amp damage. The Tide Gush, which I didn't even mention earlier, and the Vengeful Spirit Wave of Terror, which all 3 spells do lower armor. So that Plate Mail is going to be very, very useful for giving him more survivability against those heroes. Razor is fairly squishy, especially when you have phase boots instead of strength treads. And it looks like the Radiant team, they are grouping up near bottom. They want to push the final remaining tier 2 tower and then possibly switch over to taking out Roshan. They are grouping up near bottom. Enigma and Night Stalker leading the charge. It is daytime, but not for long. It's getting so close to that second nighttime, and that's going to give Team Shakira a huge window to take out these remaining outside towers, to take out Roshan, and look to even push some tier 3 towers, take out Rax. And that would be absolutely huge for them. If they can close the deal in this second night, not have to wait for that third night to come, will be very, very useful. And meanwhile, they are going to be losing their top tier 1 tower, but they're going to happily trade that for a tier 2 tower at bottom. Although they do have to wait for those creeps, and it looks like Santa, the Enigma, doesn't want to let it go. There's TPs coming in. Santa is just running forward. Shadow Shaman is there. They're not going to catch up with the Vengeful Spirit. The Priestess of the Moon ultimate is going to be used. And we do see Slardar actually take down the tier 1 tower at mid. So in the end, Team Shakira do lose the tier 1 tower, but they are hopefully going to take out this tier 2 tower at bottom. But with only 3 heroes, some TPs in from the Dire team could potentially keep this alive. And 777 does TP out with the Night Stalker. He's TPing top. There's a team fight going on. There's Santa. Big black hole. Has the BKB running. The hookshot will find him. The hookshot does go through BKB. Santa going to go down to a couple of Priests of the Moon. Auto attacks. Tidehunter. Big ravage. Shadow Shaman goes down. Priest of the Moon. Double kill. Enigma picks up the Vengeful Spirit. CM takes up the Clockwork. And Razor. Night Stalker on the chase. They're going to find this Tidehunter for sure. There's a void. Yes, there is. He goes down. It's only Priestess still alive. Priestess will find some space to TP, just has the mana for that TP luckily, and Slardar long gone, does have the trades as well, a Ring of Health, but not healthy enough to do enough in that fight, and we do see another fight going in Team Shakira's favour. Things just getting worse and worse for this Dire team. And we will see what looks to be a tower deny at bottom. So they didn't even finish that tier 2 tower. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Marana denying the tier 2 bottom tower. It's going to be a pretty big asset for his team. As we will see me elsewhere at top lane. Night Stalker going for that Axe, but has picked up a point boost and basically bringing his HP up to 2k almost. Slardar, Vengeful Spirit, they want to take him out though. Slardar coming around will get one stun. Damage. The stun is going to follow. Is there enough stun? Night Stalker is just so fast during the nighttime. There's the gush. That gush could just be enough. Could be what they need. The swap comes as well. Night Stalker changing direction. The stun does not hit. You need a hookshot. There's the hookshot. Is there a cog? Yes, there's a cog. The cog going to keep Night Stalker in. And the pause coming out from Slardar. What is that about? As 777 goes down, there's a pause immediately after. A bit of impromptuness coming out from them. Not quite sure. What is the deal? What is going on, guys? And the unpause immediately after. And Team Shakira not amused, apparently. Just not amused. We are going to see both teams with an Obsword on the high ground at this top cliff near the Dire base. Some was that D-Warding? Yeah, D-Warding going on by Team Deserto. Meanwhile, mid lane, Shadow Shaman finds Priest of the Moon, needs a bit more damage from those range creep. It's not going to come. Priest of the Moon survives on about 37 HP. Santa not there in time. If he had a Blink Dagger, maybe, but he did go for that BKB. It didn't keep him alive last fight, but it will allow him to get those black holes off as long as he doesn't get hookshot. The hookshot obviously on cooldown at the moment for another 20 seconds. We do see Clockwork picking up a Bracer, Stout Shield, possibly going for a Vanguard with that Stout Shield. And having a quick look at the CS, what is going on here? We've got 123 on Razor, 114 on Enigma, 76 on Night Stalker, and 52 on the Shadow Shaman. The Dire team, nowhere near as impressive. 94 CS on the Slardar, 99, now 100 CS on the Priestess. They are just falling further and further behind as this game goes on. Item-wise, what have we got, guys? Let's see if I can find my little hockey. There we go. But we are going to see a bit of a team fight brewing at middle lane. We see BKB on Enigma. We have Yasha as well as that Plate Mail on Razor. So we'll be going for that Manta Style. Manta Style, great for getting rid of amp damage. If he amps you, you Manta Style, and that amp damage is all gone. Mech up on the Shadow Shaman, and here comes the Priest of the Moon Investigate. Then right in the middle, Big Tide Ultimate. They're going to take out the Shadow Shaman before the fight even begins, but the worry is this Enigma, BKB, Black Hole, Vittori in the middle of it. So is Zipek, so is Lucy. They're going to get a few heroes here. Caprice doing so much damage. He's in the middle of that doing all kinds of chaotic damage, and a huge Black Hole winning that fight there. They instantly killed that Shadow Shaman, but it doesn't matter. Team Shakira, Night Stalker now the one doing the damage here. He's going to take a lot of damage, goes down to some tier 4 towers, and Razor trying to finish off the Priest of the Moon. The leap on cooldown, it is now back up, and we do see Clockwork coming back in. Clockwork wants this Enigma. Going to need to get the lock on with the Battery Assault, is going to find him, needs the cogs, it's going to come. Santa gets caught, the rocket finishes him off. Marana meanwhile gets a double kill, and that is a nice little bit of a comeback there coming out of the Dire team, the Serbians, and that's going to be very useful. They did have to buy back to get those, and they are going to maybe lose some more here as Night Stalker, Razor, they want more blood. They have still got the smell in their nose, and they aren't giving up, even with Enigma and Crystal Maiden both dead and the entire Dire team alive. Their Shadow Shaman is back. He didn't get to cast a spell last fight because the Potom Invis was used so well to instantly take him out. And the problem was that they chained all those stuns together, and there we see a big Clockwork hook shot finds the Night Stalker. He is going to get arrowed as well. A big 5-second arrow will be enough to take him out. Shadow Shaman goes in with the wards, the shackle, but he's going to go down once again, and Deserto, ex-Deserto I should say, are fighting back. They need to take out this Razor. Razor going for a Sanjin Yasha, not the Manta style. Will pick up one, takes out the Clockwork, but will go down. Can he take the Slardar with him? No, he can't. Slardar survives on 25 HP. How does he do it? He's still alive. And Team Shakira somehow not able to break through this Dire team yet. This pCunctas team is just proving too strong. And we will see what looks to be the Dire team, the Serbians, just regrouping, buying some key items. They've got now Vanguard on Slardar as well as that Ogre. It's going to be going for a BKB. Elsewhere we see Priest of the Moon finishing that. Mansell has 1500 gold now, so some decent farm on the Dire team. The Radiant team do have enough gold for a Blink Dagger on Enigma as well. It already has that BKB and Treads, and looking at the gold difference, probably going to see a bit of a dip. There was a huge 10k gold lead for the Radiant team, but that has sort of reached a bit of a plateau. The last 5 to 6, it was steadily increasing, then the Dire team just stepped it up. It's been sort of plateauing and heading downwards. This bit here, it's starting to dip, as that last fight was won slightly in Team Deserto's favor. I'm going to keep calling them Deserto. I know they're not, guys, but it's just so much easier to say. And that last team fight was just well played by them. They had to buy back. They just didn't have the farm or the levels to win it in a straight up 5v5 fight. But after they bought back, Priest of the Moon getting a few kills as well as that Slardar. So they are going to be looking for a smoke gank here. They want more blood. They're going to run quickly into the Radiant team, who have also smoked. Or will they? They're actually at Roshan. I don't know if they suspect this. They're going down the bottom lane. Oh no. I feel so bad for them. They're just looking so hard to find someone who has smoked. Are they going to try Roshan? Go Roshan, guys. It's Slardar who's thinking about it. He wants to go in. There's a sentry ward right there. It's going to spot them, though. They've pinged Roshan now. They know what's up, I think. They are considering it. They're going to rocket it. Oh, this could go so bad for Shakira, or it could go so well. They've got the wards up, but the wards are in Roshan. They just have to be careful not to fight near those wards. A big arrow finds Razor. They need a Tide Ravage. There's the Clockwork Hook. Enigma Black Hole finds a lot, but it gets cancelled. Something cancelled. It's the Vengeful Spirit swap. Vengeful Spirit winning the fight with that huge swap, and 3 heroes down for the Radiant team. Team Shakira in so much trouble now. They're going to lose this Roshan as well as Enigma. Santa goes down. 4 kills for the Dire team. Team Deserto making a big comeback here. Will finish off Roshan. Priest of the Moon is going to take that out. The only survivor is this Shadow Shaman, and he is long gone. Potom Mirana picks up the Aegis, now has 2.5k gold, and holy cow, this game is being turned around very, very quickly. I dare only to bring up this gold graph, and we're going to see a huge dip, guys, as that fight was just, absolutely well played by the Dire team. The Serbians, that Vengeful Spirit swap immediately found the Enigma. As soon as that Enigma blinked in with the BKB Black Hole, Vengeful Spirit was there waiting with the swap. They'd already used the Clockwork Hookshot. The Hookshot was not an option to cancel it. He'd hooked into Roshan, but they didn't care. They knew they had the backup plan. They had the Vengeful Spirit waiting, and the Black Hole was cancelled immediately. Some great play coming out from them. And guys, we're going to have a look at that gold graph. Where is the dip? There it is. It's gone from about 12k gold difference to nearing 6k. So they've cut that gold difference in half, essentially, which is absolutely massive for them. And they are right in this game. I mean, they've got a farm Priestess of the Moon. They've got a Slardar who's getting fairly farmed as well. He's going to have that BKB up. And because of those two big team fights, they now have a nice level advantage. 17 on Priestess, 15 on Slardar. Priestess is the highest level in the game. The Radiant team have a level 16 Razor, 13 Enigma, and level 14 Night Stalker, but that's not going to really quite compare. And looking at the support heroes, Vengeful Spirit level 12, Tidehunter level 12. The Radiant team, CM level 10, Shadow Shaman level 10. The Dire team have a level advantage. They are behind on gold, but they're ahead on levels, so they definitely are capable of fighting now, especially now they've got their key items up. We see BKB and Manta Style on Mirana. We see Vengeful Spirit going to pick up a Bracer and some Treads soon. Clockwork has that Vanguard finish. Tidehunter with the Urn of Shadows. And Slider going to be very close to that BKB. Once that BKB is up, 2 BKBs on the Dire team is going to help them so much in these upcoming fights. But I don't know if BKB was the best item choice. They're not really up against any sort of spells that require them to get BKB. I mean, the Enigma Black Hole goes through it. They're up against Shadow Shaman, but he has been going down almost instantly every single team fight. So whether or not you actually need those BKBs is somewhat debatable, but still it is always going to be, it's never a bad item. It's just sometimes there may be better items. As for what they would be, I mean, as a Slider, a melee initiator hero, I definitely think BKB is the go. It's more the Priestess who I think could have gone for maybe a damage item, as Priestess will be the one sort of more sitting at the back, dealing damage, not in the middle of these clashes. But nonetheless, that will allow Priestess to be a lot more involved and obviously able to go in without as much fear, to be fearless, so to speak. And Tidehunter and Slider at bottom, the melee combo, doing what they can to farm away at bottom lane. And they are going to be backing off very, very soon as they fear something's up. But the Radiant team actually near top. They are going to see that with this Priest of the Moon illusion being taken out by Santa. And meanwhile, Clockwork actually takes out Shadow Shaman once again. As said, Shadow Shaman constantly getting taken out. This is just the Serbian comeback. Here we go. What more can they do here? Can they absolutely cause an upset here? Not only beating a probably more well-known Team Shakira, but doing so after being down so far. They are getting more and more farmed, and I'm starting to worry for Team Shakira. As the gold difference now below 6k. This is big, guys. Especially when the total gold is getting around 50k. 6k gets... I mean, that sort of becomes less and less meaningful. Early on, obviously, 6k is a lot, but 32 minutes into the game, 6k... gold difference is not quite as big as it is early in the game. And Arrow, not going to find anyone there. The Razor obviously having backed off already. Has that Sergeant Yasha, and he's probably kicking himself saying, why didn't I get that Manta Style? Why did I buy this Plate Mail? Actually, Plate Mail not that bad against all the minus armor, but still, Sergeant Yasha, a bit questionable. The Manta Style would have been far more useful, I feel. And what is this? Why am I flashing? There we go. No longer flashing. No longer flashing. And the top tower, if they can start pushing down some towers, that gold difference is going to get a lot smaller, a lot quicker. And Mirana will finish this tower off. The arrow goes in. Slider goes in with the BKB. They're going to take out Shadow Shaman once again. It's always the Shadow Shaman. Mirana with the ultimate, but this time they've got Dust. They're not going to get caught out. And again, the Vengeful Spirit immediately swaps the Enigma. Enigma with the BKB Black Hole. Vengeful Spirit saying, I don't think so, but they are going to get a couple kills. Shadow Shaman Wards takes out 2. Mirana doing so much damage, takes out the Night Stalker, gets himself a monster kill. So far, 2 for 2. The Aegis has been popped on Mirana. Mirana going to respawn, try to do some damage there. Will take out the CM with the help of Clockwork. Going to try and turn around, take out this Razor. The arrow hits. Can they do enough damage here? They need to be careful because an Enigma stun will just be so devastating. He is going to rejoin up with the Tidehunter, the Clockwork, and they can maybe turn this around. However, this Obsword is going to spot them, and the Razor is going to know what's up. We'll probably back off here, play it safe, and we will see a bit of a regroup going on, as now this game is pretty much in the balance. It's too close to really call either way. That fight did go... I mean, that fight was fairly even. I mean, the Aegis on Mirana was obviously crucial to DeSoto staying in that team fight, but still, I mean, they got an extra kill out of it. I mean, if you include the Aegis as a kill, it was pretty much even. The Razor staying alive was big, and he is now at 3k gold. We'll be heading for his next big item soon. We see Shadow Shaman still on mech and treads. Mirana going to be going for an MKB by the looks of it, possibly a Daedalus, the crit stick, and Vengeful Spirit. Just with some wards, hasn't actually finished those treads yet. Still with that Bracer and Boots and Belt of Giant Strength. Slider going to go for his next item, but obviously dying in that fight is going to be fairly a bit of a way off it. Not going to be able to get it up as fast as he'd like. And a Ghost Scepter actually being bought on Clockwork. So Clockwork saying, I've had enough of this Razor attacking me, as well as these Serpent Warden saying, I'm just going to buy a goddamn Ghost Scepter. So Ghost Scepter now up, and there's a little drawing coming out. I guess that's what he wants from the Vengeful Spirit, saying, Vengeful Spirit, go there. That's Selson. And Team Shakira just farming. It is daytime, so Night Stalker not going to have that ultimate. And Night Stalker with this point booster got it so long ago, but nowhere near this Ag Theft, and not going to be seeing that come into play, I don't think, this game, as he did sort of switch it up, get that plate mail up, because he wanted that armor as well. This entire Radiant team saying, we need armor. We're up against a Slaughter with amp damage, a Tidehunter with Gush, and the Venture Spirit with Howl, and saying, we just want that plus armor to negate that. And it looks like a tier 2 tower could go down for the Dire team's favor, and that's going to be this goal difference getting smaller and smaller. It's going to be dipping as Team Dire, Team Extracerdos, Team pCunctas, whatever they want to call themselves, now get closer and closer, and this team fight is going to be so crucial. They are all grouped up. The Enigma is nowhere to be seen. He's just TP'd to Fountain, and this fight is going to go horribly wrong for Shakira. A big Tide ultimate is going to come. If they need to take out this Night Stalker, though, they will do so with ease. Can they get the Razor? They're not going to do so. They only pick up the 1 kill. I thought they'd pick up more, and unfortunately, that isn't going to go as well as they'd like. I mean, they found 3 heroes alone. It was a 5v3 situation, but they only killed 1. That fight could have gone so much better, I feel. Now they're going to be pushing into an Enigma Blink Black Hole, but the Vengeful Spirit swap is still up, and they are going to decide not to push. They're going to go back, keep on farming, try catch up in terms of farm, and, well, try gain a sort of lead in terms of farm, as they are now looking in a better and better position. Tidehunter has finished a Drum of Endurance. We see Vengeful Spirit with Treads, as well as Magic Wand and Bracer. Slaughter with 1600 gold. Clockwork, Ghost Scepter, Bracer, Vanguard, and Arcane Boots. And the Priestess of the Moon pretty much has enough gold for that MKB, if he is going to be going for the MKB, which I think he is on the Radiant team. What is this Razor going for? It's going to be an Assault Cuirass, so going to give his whole team armor to try and negate the mass minus armor coming from the Dire team. And what better way to do it than the plus armor aura of an Assault Cuirass. Another nice little cheaper item to get would be a Vlad. I mean, obviously not on Razor, but on one of the support heroes, maybe the Enigma. Vlad gives plus 5 armor to all ally heroes. It's great against a Dire lineup like this, but obviously not something that they've considered here yet. Even on the Night Stalker, you could have seen a Vlad. But right now, Night Stalker getting picked off that last fight. I'm not sure it's just picked off. I mean, he was just the one who got focused down. If they'd gone for that Razor, if they'd killed Razor and Night Stalker, and it had been a 5v3, I think we could have seen the racks at bottom being taken out. And we are going to see Team Dire, the Serbians, looking to try and take out Roshan. It's not back yet, but it will be back very, very soon. How soon? Only time will tell. I didn't actually take down the Roche timing, although I'm sure these players probably have. It is something they're at least fairly aware of, although not 100% sure of, as they are still scouting it out a bit themselves. But I think it will be up almost any second now. And mass pings going off. The Radiant team, a few of them have actually smoked. Enigma, CM, both invis from that smoke. We do see Shadow Shaman as well, looking to go through these neutrals, maybe do some warding. Doesn't actually have any wards on them. Where are the wards coming out from the Radiant team? They desperately need them. We see Enigma going for a Lincoln Sphere, trying to stop that Vengeful Spirit swap from stopping him every single black hole. Vengeful Spirit is just waiting, saying, okay, I don't care if you've got a BKB and Blink, I'm just going to stand at the back and save my swap every single time for that big black hole. And Vengeful Spirit doing a great job of that. And it looks like Team Shakira want to be the ones being on the aggressive here. They're all at top. They're looking for maybe some kills in this jungle, possibly trying to turn that into a push here, as the Dire team is the one just playing very safely. Slaughter with 2.1k gold. Probably not going to spend that because he wants to have enough gold for a buyback. Mirana buying the MKB. This is a risky move because now Mirana does not have buyback, does not have Aegis, and there is Roshan back into play. But Mirana with no buyback is definitely risky play, but at the same time that MKB is going to add a huge amount of DPS to this Mirana, and we are obviously going to have to rely on the Tidehunter and Clockwork to back the Mirana up, and we will see a smoke coming out, and as well as a gem, and they're going to find the Razor. Razor going to go down, Razor biting the Assault Crest, won't have buyback now, because that is an Assault Crest there, but Tori the Vengeful Spirit going to get taken out. There's the Black Hole, there is no Vengeful Spirit this time, and Santa, he needs the MKB proc. There's the Ravage, and Tidehunter going to be kept alive by the Mirana, just doing so much damage. Mirana takes out 2, going to take out a 3rd with this Crystal Maiden kill, going to try to take out a 4th. 4 kills from Mirana. Mirana is just carrying this Dire team. The entire Radiant team gets taken out, all on the hands of that Mirana, and as well as the Razor getting picked off, and the swap getting used to get that pick off, but the downside was, of course, oh no, Mirana, what have you done? You've leaped into trees! They're trying to push, and Mirana, the main DPS, leaps into trees. Oh, My gosh, this is just sad to watch. This tower could be down already if Mirana was there. Will now leap out, but that was 20 seconds wasted. It's going to slow down this push drastically, and this could be the difference between them taking racks or not. That Mirana misleap could be the difference. They may just go for Roche now, and it looks like they will back off. They're going to go for Roche. There's a haste rune at bottom. They have got vision of this area. They've got vision all over this bottom area. They've got vision in the newts. They've got vision at bottom rune. They've got vision in mid lane. This is some great vision by the Dire team, and they are going to go for Roshan here. They're waiting for that amp damage to cool down. The Radiant team, they know, but I don't think they can stop it. They're going to take down this so fast. As soon as the amp damage is on, there's the amp damage. Mirana's going to do so much damage, and Mirana going to be looking to pick up this Aegis and then win another team fight just as convincingly as that. And we will see Aegis on the Mirana, and now Radiant in so much trouble. Where is my gold graph when I need it? Look at this, guys. This is your Everest. And I tell you, this Dire team, they have scaled Everest. A 12k gold difference now in their favor. They are now up 2k gold. They have turned a 12k gold difference around. This is a first for me, guys. I don't think I've seen that before. I don't think I've seen a gold difference of that size be turned around in a Dota 2 competitive game. So this is some absolutely incredible stuff coming from the Serbians here. And they're going to be looking to seal the deal. They've got 3.8k gold on Slaughter. Titanite with the gem, treads, and drums has 1400 gold as well. Clockwork with finishing off a blade mill has 2k HP now, as well as 12 armor. Could do with a bit more armor, I feel, especially up against sort of a Razor. And Night Stalker looking to do some farming here, but Night Stalker hasn't really picked up on any sort of item recently. And elsewhere, we do see Razor finishing off that Assault Crest, but that means he doesn't have buyback. As we saw last fight, when he got picked off at the start, he couldn't buy back and come help, and that just meant absolutely all kinds of disasters for him. And we see Mirana playing a bit on the unsafe side, buying that Eagle Song, going to be going for that Butterfly, but with the Aegis, I definitely think that's a good idea. Just maximizing your damage output, and those illusions will benefit from the Agi doing more damage, attacking faster, and this tier 3 tower is now being focused down by the Mirana and Mirana illusions, and Slaughter is now coming in as well. They need to be careful. Mirana doesn't want to lose the Aegis for nothing. Mirana taking a lot of damage there. Sure does have the Aegis, but you don't want to lose the Aegis just for a tier 3 tower. I mean, you need to make use of that. You want to win a fight with the Aegis, or you want to take racks with the Aegis, but just taking down one tower for an Aegis, not going to be worth it. And they are going to back off here. Arrow going to go flying in. This CM has been hit by so many arrows so far already this game. I feel like this CM is just an arrow magnet, as we do see the Dire team backing off a little. And there's the Mirana ultimate. Have the Radiant team got any sort of vision? They've got dust, but they don't suspect a thing. There's the Sentry Ward. Big BKB Black Hole. He's got the Lincoln Sphere up. They can't stop it. A huge Enigma Black Hole buyback from the Slaughter. They need to take out this Mirana, and the Mirana is just doing so much damage in the middle. It has popped the BKB. Mirana picks up one, picks up another. Oh no, only picks up the one, is looking to pick up another with this Razor, but not going to get it. And Mirana goes down twice, doesn't have buyback. The gem is on the ground, and that is a huge, huge black hole. Moscow 5, Santa with a huge comeback from the comeback of the comeback, and that was all because of one Sentry Ward, guys. This Sentry Ward here could have just won the game for Team Shakira. I can't emphasize enough. This 200 gold, well, 100 gold because you get two of them. 100 gold Sentry Ward could have just won the game. And because the Dire team, whatever you want to call them, pCunctas, were in a great position to win the game there. They finally scaled Everest. They'd finally gotten back into this game and were leading this game. They were convincingly ahead. But then that one fight there just turned that all around. Mirana now with no buyback. If they lose racks here, that is going to be absolutely devastating, as they were just in such a great position. And all because of that, they were relying so much on that Priestess ultimate. They should have known that one Sentry would have ruined them. But what they do know is that this Slaughter is farmed enough to take out the Razor on his own. Who needs Priestess when you can just take out heroes anyways? The minus armor from Slaughter, Vengeful Spirit, and Tide just proving so devastating. And this 4-man fighting unit saying, hey, we can also kill people, not just this Mirana. Mirana, sure, Mirana has 17 kills, 15 assists, but we can kill people too. And that is just what they're doing. And they are keeping the Serbian dream alive, the Serbian hope. They are carrying the torch. And this game is going down to the wire. Holy cow, I cannot believe this. As Slaughter has picked up that Blink Dagger, going to go for a Vitality Booster, going to be making a heart with that. He's going to try and make himself as unkillable as possible. Tidehunter having to buy back for that fight did really have to cost a lot for him, especially as a support hero. 45 minutes in the game, having to buy back as a support hero is just like, holy crap, that kind of sucked. Does refill his drum of endurance, so now has 4 charges once again. We do see Clockwork starting an Ag Scepter, so it does have a big point booster. And it looks like the Dire team are wanting to push down this bottom lane. They've got a Medallion on the Vengeful Spirit. Going to be trying to use that to break this Lincoln Sphere. If they can break the Lincoln Sphere, it will allow the Vengeful Spirit to get that swap off despite the BKB. But he's going to have to find the Enigma to cast the Medallion before the Enigma BKBs. Once he BKBs, you can't use Medallion. All you can use is swap, but if he still has Lincolns up and BKB on, you can't swap him. So he's going to have to Medallion before the fight begins. We are going to see this Tier 3 tower has already gone down. The Serpent Wards have already been used a bit preemptively, so maybe the Dire team are going to be looking to try and push because of those Serpent Wards being down, but they are definitely going to want to play this a lot safer now. Totem, Mirana has going to be trying to keep gold for buyback. Probably won't even finish that Butterfly, at least not for a while, as Mirana will definitely want to keep gold for buyback here, as this game is getting so close. It's going to be going down to the wire, and you don't want to throw away the game by not having a buyback, as it looks like the Dire team, they want to commit to this. Slaughter has bought a Vitality Booster. He doesn't have buyback gold, to be noted. Tidehunter with the gem. I'm not sure if he's bought another gem or whether that's just the same gem that he got back. I know the Radiant team picked up at some point, and this time I don't think they're going to be fooled. Sentry Ward's on the ground. I think they're expecting it. They were there last time, and they may be just going to back off here. I mean, I agree. I agree with this decision to back off. The Dire team are in no rush to end this game. They have got the better late game. They have proved that. This Potom DPS, the Slaughter DPS, the teamfight capabilities of a Tidehunter as well as Clockwork and the Vengeful Spirit swap is just proving to be very effective late game. Whereas the Radiant team, their CM, their Shadow Shaman aren't really having much impact on the game. Shadow Shaman is just so squishy, CM is pretty much a non-factor in teamfights, and even Night Stalker has done very little the last 20 minutes of this game. So, it's the Dire's game to lose at this point, I want to say. And with that last team fight with the huge Enigma Black Hole, that was not a good point for them. Looking at the goal, we are now at 0. 47 minutes in, how is that, guys? 0 gold difference virtually. It's 210 gold difference. Potom going to leap out of there, feels he's in danger, and they are going to see a Razor at middle lane. I think they are going to expect plenty of heroes there, as it is bait. They've got the Sentry Ward, they're expecting that Mirana ultimate, hoping to catch some unawares again with those Sentry Wards in place, ready for that Mirana ultimate. And Potom, the Mirana, actually buying that Butterfly. This is risky stuff. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Not having buyback at 47 minutes into the game could be game losing on its own. It's just like that one Sentry Ward could have lost in the game. Buying that Butterfly could lose in the game. Sometimes it's better to just have Eagle Song and have enough gold for buyback, because having 2 lives is better than finishing off that Butterfly in most situations. Unless you're sure you're not going to die in these fights. But right now, both teams just playing it so safe. We've reached this stalemate here. Neither team wanting to commit, and the turning point is going to be Roshan. Both teams are going to wait for Roshan. They're going to fight over Roshan, and Roshan could decide the outcome of this game, or at least the fight at Roshan could decide it. But it's not going to be for at least a couple minutes before Roshan is back. The Dire team maybe going to look for a smoke gank here, as they are grouping up near mid. They are going to this Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit has the smoke. And making sure there's no ward there. There is nothing to de-ward, and that means they are ready to smoke now. There's not being seen here. If there's no obs ward, it means they are clear to smoke. They are trying to do as much de-warding as possible. Ooh, there's an obs ward here, though. That is one that they can de-ward. Need to be careful not to smoke in range of that, but I imagine Tidehunter with the gem will spot it. And they're pinging, saying, hey, let's group up here. Let's smoke. Let's try catch them by surprise and close out this game. But the Radiant team, they know this is game time. They're going to be sticking together from here on out. We see Ghost Scepter as well as Lincoln Sphere, and they go on the Night Stalker. Night Stalker has the BKB. They're going to have to make sure they spread out. There's the big black hole. You can't swap that. He's got the full duration. He's going to swap out the teammate, the Mirana. Mirana is going to right-click the Enigma down. And the black hole, despite being nice, did not actually kill all that much. Slaughter does go down to the Razor, and it's going to come down to this Razor to do as much damage as possible. Trying to take out this Clockwork. Clockwork should go down. He needs a couple more hits. There we go. Razor finishes him off. And where is the Mirana? Can the Mirana out DPS this Razor? seems to be fairly even still, as 2-for-2 trade. Slaughter and Clockwork going down for the Enigma and Nightstalker. Two key heroes of both teams. The support still alive. So VS and Tide alive. CM and Shadow Shaman alive. And a pause. Oh, give me a second to breathe, guys. As this game is just too close to tell what is going on. As the goal difference still 0. Literally, there is a 70 goal difference. 70 goal difference at 49 minutes and 42 seconds. Who'd have thought? And we are going to just wait it out a bit. Wait it out, apparently. While Slider does do some pausing. Excuse me, guys, for my yawning, my horrific streaming behavior. It is now approaching daylight hours here in Perth, Australia. It's 4:30 in the morning. My favorite time of the night. Not really, just time of the night I see a bit too often for my liking. And we will have the Murana with MKB B5. Now is 1800 gold almost, so Murana will definitely be saving. I say definitely, but who knows what this Murana will do. Murana has constantly surprised me. I've said, oh, we'll be saving for buyback, but who knows? Maybe Murana will just sell these treads and buy boots of travel. Maybe Murana will sell the BKB to buy a new one so Murana can have a 10-second BKB. Who actually knows? Roshan's going to be up soon, and this is now 3v3. I mean, Tidehunter with a gem. This could go badly for Razor. Razor's invis. Probably thinks he can't be seen. Razor's going to run right in here. Oh, no. Oh, he's not going to see it yet. The Dire team see it, though. Oh, this needs to be careful. If he had ran a bit closer there, that could have been Razor going down. Razor does have buyback gold with 4.5k gold, but that was so close to going so wrong for Razor. Wow, I thought that was actually going to be Razor's life gone. But no, he stays alive just that little bit longer. And both teams are going to wait till they're back at full strength and wait for that Roshan. As said, that is going to be the pivotal moment of this game, I feel. That third Roshan. And the fact that it's still nighttime is good for the Radiant team, but I have to wonder how much longer is this nighttime going to last. I'm not sure if this is just starting or just nighttime. 5 a.m. Nighttime is just about to end, guys. We are approaching daytime, and that is bad news for the Radiant team as the Nightstalker ultimate is up, but it's not. They can use the Nightstalker ultimate. They'll have a. Well, they're actually going to use the Nightstalker ultimate right away. That is a mistake. That's definitely a mistake, and we are going to see the Dire team pick up Roshan. That's Aegis and Cheese. That's Cheese on Slava, Aegis on Potom, and this Nightstalker has used the ultimate, so in about 50 seconds, it's going to be daytime, and permanent daytime. Well, at least for 40 seconds until that ultimate's off cooldown. There's a 40-second difference between the duration and the cooldown, so it's actually a pretty short duration where it's actually daytime. I mean, even during the day, you can almost use your ultimate whenever you want, because it lasts for 80 seconds. And then once it's worn off, you've only got 40 seconds to wait. So there's only a 40-second window, but if this push is timed with that 40-second window, that is going to hurt this Nightstalker so much, and that use of his ultimate there could really be crippling. And I think it might just do that. Judging by the cooldown here, there's only about 22 seconds left of nighttime. But it does look like they are going to push before that. But this nighttime is going to end very soon. And this push is not going to be all that quick. This is going to be a slow push. They're going to chip away at the rack. They're not going to look for a big engage, I don't think. Unless they find a swap that they're happy with. But they're just going to chip away. And it is now going to be daytime in just 5 seconds. But they are going to find a fight. There's a Clockwork hookshot. It finds some Eidolons though. Clockwork in trouble. Big. Enigma. Blink. Black Hole. Finds nothing. Santa airballs it. Murana takes out one, takes out the Shadow Shaman. They're going to take out the CM. No, CM survives. The Clockwork Rocket finishes them off. Razor, meanwhile, takes out Tidehunter. Razor has just finished off a BKB. Doesn't have buyback gold, though. Picks up a second kill with the Vengeful Spirit. And Murana just doing so much damage. Has the Aegis. Slada using the cheese. And here we go. This is now going to see Razor, the only defender with the Enigma as well, I guess, but the Enigma with no Black Hole can only do so much, and there's the arrow, finds the Razor, and oh no. Potom gonna take out Rax. Potom goes down to the Serpent Wards though, but with just the Enigma alive, if they can pick him off, and they may just see that happen as, Clockwork 50 HP. One hit from Enigma. Enigma gets the kill, but Enigma going to pay for it with his life. And Enigma, I don't think has the buyback gold. Is going to be looking for a blink. They need to Starfall or something. Marana just says, I don't even care. We're going to go for mid maybe. And Marana with no Aegis. Slana with no cheese. This is going to be close here as CM and Shadow Shaman are both back alive. It's just the Razor and the Night Stalker alive. This is 3v2, but Marana does a huge amount of damage. And they are going to see amp damage on this Enigma, allowing him to take so much damage. And BKB comes out on Shadow Shaman. Marana going to be looking to take out that. Wow, Marana just doing absolute damage galore. And the CM going to be the next to follow. CM goes down. 2 taken out by Marana. Breaks the Lincoln Sphere with amp damage, but Slardar needs to be careful. The arrow will find, and Slardar blinks in. The BKB will use Marana with a triple kill. A 2v3 situation. They take out 3. Night Stalker is back. It's now nighttime, and Night Stalker needs to defend this. They are going to lose the melee racks. He wants to take out